الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفاه نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. First and foremost, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has allowed us to gather here again for the halaqah, alhamdulillah. I'd also like to thank Brother Salman, Sheikh Abu Abdullah, Brother Masood, the organization, everyone that allowed me to join you today here at the halaqah, alhamdulillah. And of course, I would like to thank you brothers for coming out on a weeknight to view the presentation. Jazakallah khairan. A little bit about me. My name is Osama Raja. If you didn't know, I'm your trusted Islamic banker with University Islamic Financial. I cover the Inland Empire area, parts of San Diego County as well. Just a little background about University Islamic Financial. University Islamic Financial is a subsidiary of University Bank based in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We have been around for about 10 years now, alhamdulillah. Excuse me. So alhamdulillah, we've been around for about 10 years now. Before I get into details about our company, I would like to share a story with how it came into existence. So alhamdulillah, one day Stephen Ranzini, the CEO, president of University Bank, he was coming out of his office, leaving the bank, and he sees a Muslim couple, a brother and a sister in hijab, sitting there in his bank, and he approached them and says, well, how do you like our service? How's everyone treating you here at the bank? And they said, well, we really don't know. We just have a checking account here. And he says, well, why don't you use our products? We have IRAs, we have home mortgages, and so on and so forth. He said, well, I'm not sure if you're aware, but as Muslims, we cannot deal with riba, we can't deal with interest, so that's why we have no use of any of your products but the checking account. So this surprised him, and he went back to his office, he thought about it, he did research, talked to shuyukh and different Muslim investors. And alhamdulillah, a year later, University Islamic Financial came into existence. So University Islamic Financial, alhamdulillah, from then and now, we are operational in 14 different states. We have closed $300 million in residential business in the past 10 years. We have $30 million in deposit accounts, and we have about $15 million in commercial real estate that we've closed. And that, alhamdulillah, I'm proud to say, is a lot of it was helping the masajid with the masajid financing and Islamic centers, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm proud to say we are a member of IOFI. IOFI is the accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institutions. If you want to do any business in Islamic financing or investings in the Middle East or anywhere in the world, this is the gold standard. You got to be approved by the shuyukh of IOFI. And alhamdulillah, we're approved by them, and we are also a member. We also go through state-by-state approval process. Because of the uniqueness of our products, we have to go through the state regulators, explain to them that we are doing Islamic financing, it's riba-free, how it works, and stuff like that, because they're not familiar with the concept. Alhamdulillah, we have a Sharia board, which consists of Sheikh Yusuf De Lorenzo. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He was actually on Wall Street. Then he took off and he went to Pakistan and studied under Mufti Taqi Usmani. And he also went to Mecca and Medina and acquired knowledge from there as well. We have Sheikh Nizam Yaqubi from Bahrain. He's also on our Sharia board. And we have Dr. Ahmed Shelbek. Alhamdulillah, we have a lot of shuyukh that are our customers and they have got financing from us. Part of them is Imam Muhammad Majid. He's the current president of ISNA. Alhamdulillah, he was one of the first customers in New Jersey for us. Virginia, sorry. Imam Zaid Shakir and Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, the founders of Zaytun Institute, are also clients of ours. And Imam Tahir Anwar has went over our contracts and approved them as well, alhamdulillah. Now, a lot of you may ask, what's the difference between Islamic financing and conventional lending or mortgage? So, let me ask you this. Is giving a loan in Islam permissible? Can you give someone a loan? Well, yes, you can. But you cannot make money by giving someone a loan and collecting money from that. So you can give qard hasana, someone's in need, if a brother needs money, you can sure you can lend it to him, but you cannot make a penny on that money in return. So what can we do in Islam? We can't sell money and make money, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has says that you can sell a product, you can sell an asset, you can provide a service and get paid for it. So alhamdulillah, in Islamic finance, what we do is we have asset-based transactions. We do more of a trade transaction than lending money and making money on that. Now there are three main methods of Islamic financing here in the US that we use. There's murabaha, which is an installment sale. There's ijara and musharaka. We at University Islamic Financial offer the musharaka, the murabaha, and the ijara programs. We do not have musharaka, but I'll touch base on all three of them, alhamdulillah. Murabaha, which is an installment sales contract, is basically when a person wants to purchase a home or an asset, or for example this table. If Brother Hafiz Abdul wants to purchase this table and it costs $1,000 and he does not have $1,000 to purchase the table, you would come to an institute like us and say, well, I want to buy this table, it's $1,000 and I really don't have the money right now. So sure, we can help you with that. So we would go ahead and purchase that table. Now we own the table, so we'll say to him, well, Brother Abdul, how long will it take you, to pay us slowly? We'll allow you to pay us gradually, no problem. So Brother Abdul may say, I need about 3 years to pay you. I said, okay. So we will sell him the table, adding our profit. We'll sell him the table for $1,300 and say, okay, you can pay us gradually in equal monthly payments in 3 years. Since we are selling an asset, we're selling a product, an actual thing to Brother Abdul, is halal, is permissible. If we were to lend him money and ask him to pay us $300 or $400, even $1 extra, that would be haram. Ijara is very simple to understand. It's a lease-to-own contract. The best example is when you go to a dealership to purchase a car. You can buy the car cash, you can finance the car, or you can lease the car. When you lease the car, you would make payments to use the car every month, and after the term, you have an option to purchase the car. So that's how the ijara contract works. Lastly is the musharaka contract, which is a co-ownership in which two parties partner together and purchase an asset, or in this case a home, and then one party pays the other one rent for occupying the home, and they pay the party until they have paid him out, bought him out, you could say. So these are the three concepts, alhamdulillah. Commonly asked questions. We get a lot of questions that I want to cover, before we have the Q&A session. Is Islamic financing more expensive? Now the answer to that is yes, it used to be. 10, 15 years ago, if you come to Islamic financing and try to buy a home, it would be more expensive than normal. But alhamdulillah, recently, in the last 10 years, things have evolved for Islamic finance. We've got into contact with Freddie Mac, who's a big investor of ours. They're actually purchasing our contracts. Therefore, it's easier for us to be very competitive. So the answer is no, we're not more expensive. Can I prepay my contract? Now, that's a very good question. Now, basically, you're thinking that this brother here is telling me that I'm going to sell you the home for the table that he bought for $1,000 and going to sell for $1,300 to me for 3 years. What if I pay it in 1 year? So the way it works is, alhamdulillah, in our contract we have a clause which is a early payoff incentive. Now what happens in the early payoff incentive is, for example, if you pay off in 1 year and you've already paid for 1 year's profit, the remainder of the 2 years you won't be liable for it. So you wouldn't have to pay that profit. So yes, you can pay off early. There are no prepayment penalties or nothing of the sort. Qualification process. Now, brother, everyone's going to say, well, it sounds good to me, alhamdulillah, or they might have questions, but how hard is it to get Islamic finance? Well, it's very simple. We only look at 3 aspects. We look for, of course, your income. It's very important that you are making enough money and you do really qualify for the home that you're purchasing. In the past, as many of you know, the mortgage meltdown, banks were lending money to everyone. Alhamdulillah, as an Islamic institution, we didn't do that. If you didn't qualify for your home, we wouldn't finance it for you. So, number one, your income. Number two, of course, we look at your credit. You should have good credit. And number three, assets. If you're purchasing a home, we require a down payment, so of course you would have some money to put down. Source of funds. Now everyone, this is a very common question. Everyone asks, well, where do you guys get your money? A lot of sheikhs, you can ask them, they'll tell you that, well, the transaction between University Islamic Financial, UIF, and yourself as a consumer, that's totally halal, so you don't need to worry about where we get our money. But we can't sleep at night. So we want to make sure that our money, where we get it, is 100% halal as well. Therefore, as I mentioned, we have $30 million in deposit accounts, which the Muslim community has invested with us, and it's interest-free money. We use that $30 million to fund our transactions. Once we've closed our transactions, we purchase the home, we sell it to you at a market price, and once we have an Islamic contract established, now that contract is an asset that's generating income. And I can go to Dr. Salman and say, Dr. Salman, well, I have an asset, I have a contract that is generating X amount of money. Would you like to purchase it from me? Dr. Salman can say, yes, sure. So alhamdulillah, we've established a relationship with Freddie Mac and other investors that they have agreed to purchase Islamic contracts. Now, since they are buying an asset from us and we're selling them an asset, it's totally permissible, alhamdulillah. Lastly, a lot of people ask about IRS and tax benefits. In a conventional mortgage or financing, a lot of you may know or not, you get a 1098 form at the end of the year. So all the interest that you've paid throughout the year, they issue you a 1098 and you can take a deduction on that. Are there any CPAs in the room? No? That's surprising. CPA? CPAs? Accountants? No? Yeah, usually we get some accountants as well. Well, anyways, we've gone to the government and we told them, listen, the way we finance, we don't involve interest. So the 1098 form, we went to the government and said, well, listen, we don't lend money, we don't collect interest. So we would really appreciate it if you can remove this word interest because it bothers us. And we want to put profit because we do make profit on the transactions. And if you can accommodate us, that would be wonderful. Unfortunately, the government says that on religious grounds, based on religious beliefs, we cannot change any government form. So we went to the shuyukhs. We said, well, this is what they're saying. Now the answer to that is, what they said is, why will the Muslims give up a right that they have for the deductions when all your transaction, everything is permissible, it's halal by Sharia, then it doesn't matter what the form says. So you still get a 1098, you can choose to take the deduction or not. It's up to you. But the scholars have said that it's 100% is fine, alhamdulillah. Now, why Islamic finance? Asset-backed, no leverage. What does that mean? Well, a lot of you may know Goldman Sachs, even Chase and Bank of America, they took a big hit after the mortgage meltdown. What they were doing was, for every dollar deposited into their savings accounts or accounts, they were lending up to $30, $40. They were lending that. With Islamic finance, and that for that reason, they were hollow, and when we had the crash, everything came down, they went out of business. In Islamic financing, everything's asset-backed. We're purchasing the home, we're selling it to you, there's an asset involved. We're not creating money out of thin air. This is what these people were doing. They're creating money out of thin air. And alhamdulillah, in Islamic finance, we're not doing that. Fixed late payment fee. A lot of people ask, do you guys have a late payment fee? Yes, we do. It's a fixed fee. It's a $50. We do not make any money from the late payment fee. It goes towards administrative costs. When you're late on your payment or something, basically what happens is they send out letters and stuff like that. So it goes toward the cost. Number one reason we have it. Number two, the main reason we have the late payment fee is If we didn't have one, it would be very hard to enforce the payment. Well, brother will say, well, brother, the check is in the mail, the check is in the mail. But unfortunately, we can't really run a business by doing that. So the reason we have the late payment fee is just for enforcement. It's not a way of making money. Now, the third thing I would like to touch on is community give back. We, alhamdulillah, as an Islamic financing company, have set aside a budget for the year in which we give back to the community. We sponsor events for masajid, Islamic centers, and Islamic schools, alhamdulillah. And we have basically, give back to relief organizations, fundraisers, stuff like that. So we're out here giving back to you. We're giving back to the community. You won't see people from Chase or Bank of America or Wells Fargo show up to your local masjid, greet you with the salams, or come and donate to your fundraiser, or whatever may happen, whatever might be happening at local masjid. So that's a very key note. And of course, lastly, peace of mind. We can say, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, we can say, Ya Allah, we had a choice between conventional financing and Islamic financing, and the ulama were approving it, and we took the Islamic finance route. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the forgiver. If there's any shortcomings, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive. But alhamdulillah, the scholars are approving it, so you have the peace of mind. So that's very important. Other than the Islamic aspect of it, what other advantages, what do we give you at UIF? Low cost and personal attention. Alhamdulillah, I'm proud to say that we have a very low cost as far as closing costs, fees. We're very competitive, alhamdulillah. And I am here personally to handhold you through the transaction. Whether it be your first time purchasing a home or you've purchased many homes before, I'm here throughout to help you through the process, explain things to you. And I also work around your schedule in the evenings and over the weekends as well. We have 10, 15, 20, 30-year contracts available, so you can choose any term you like. If you like to have a shorter term, 10-year term, 15, 20, and 30 is available as well. We have various down payment options. Our minimum down payment is 10%, but alhamdulillah, we do have a program for first-time home buyers, and in a lot of cases, we can go as low as 5%. So you're not giving up a lot. You can come to us with the 5% down, and you can purchase a home. We have refinance and cash out options. If you like to refinance your home from a traditional mortgage to an Islamic contract, we can help you do that. And if you have a paid off home and you want to get a refinance cash out, we can help you with that as well. If you already own a home and you want to purchase an investment property, we can help you with that as well. If you want to buy 1 to 4 units, we can help you with that. And if you want to buy more than that, we also have the commercial product available for that. I'm not going to take any more of your time. I'd like to end. Alhamdulillah, I really enjoy when other religions honor or recognize Islam. And I want to share this with you. It's from the Vatican. After the crash and the mortgage meltdown and all this stuff that happened in 2007 and 8, a lot of big players went out of business. Goldman Sachs and a lot of others, they went out of business. We got a lot of press, and they asked us, well, how did you guys survive? And I wanted to share this quote with you from the Vatican. The Pope said, the ethical principles on which Islamic finance is based may bring banks closer to their clients and to the true spirit which should mark every financial service. So, alhamdulillah, it's very amazing when other religions and leaders of other religions recognize our achievements in Islam, alhamdulillah. Now, lastly, I would like to end with an ayah from Surah Baqarah. And Sheikh's here, he can correct me if I'm wrong. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ذلك بأنهم قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربا وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا. They say trade is but a kind of riba, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made trade lawful and riba unlawful, haram. Jazakallah khairan. With that, I would like to conclude my presentation, and I can take some questions if you like, inshallah.